trend. We talk it out from end to end. And if you've got something to share, pick up the phone, turn it up. Real FM, ride the frequency. Talking truth, talking change, talking all that's real. With Francis Pierre at the wheel. Politics to faith, the latest trend. We talk it out from end to end. And if you've got something to share, turn it up. If you up, Real FM, ride the. Pick up the phone.
Yes, my brothers and sisters, welcome. Welcome to our program On Target. Always remember 4420175. You can call as soon as that hour struck. In addition to that, we are on Real FM 91.9, 91.5, We Noise FM 94.9 in Brooklyn, New York. We always encourage you to share our program, like our program, subscribe to our program. The medium that we work with requires that, encourages that. Share it with somebody else. We provoke discussion on the program. We fear no subject matter and no one. We believe that we must speak the truth, and we walk around with the truth. And we encourage people, if you have difficulties with the truth, leave round the house of the truth. Gradually, you will learn to function with the truth. While we await your call, and you could determine what we speak about. You determine what topic we speak about. You can interrupt me in the middle of a sentence, and I will take your call. I want to encourage you to Google the word integrity. Encourage your children at home to Google, and that will give you an opportunity to forge a communicating relationship with your children. Your little children in school would like that. Mommy or daddy come home and ask them, what you mean by integrity? Google. We must know that. It is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles that you refuse to change. The quality of being honest and having strong moral principles that you refuse to change. Not advocating one thing today and tomorrow you'll change. Not saying that I stand for these principles today and tomorrow a money pass and you change. Not speaking in the rum shop about principles and integrity and morality. And when you reach in St. George's, you change. Sometimes we chastise some of our brothers and sisters, and rightly so, who end up breaking the law, pretty larceny, hooliganism, disrespect to the police, traffic accidents, and they behaving badly. The court system is practically overcrowded with this case. But what's about those criminals that are intellectuals? What about those who break the law every day and they are lawyers, and they are doctors, and they are senior public officers, and they are successful businessmen, and they are teachers? They could get away with murder. But the individuals who go in front of the court the most, if you listen in the courthouse, sometimes you want to shed a tear for some of our young men that come before the magistrate. They have no lawyer. No one come to defend them. The case is not even strong against them. Sometimes they themselves that sell themselves. But the magistrate look at their demeanor and the fact that there is no one there to support them, and they go to jail. And then we go and sit in meetings in CARICOM heads of government, and we say violence is a public health issue, when the real criminals in the country are some of them that make the rules. Yes, caller, welcome. Yeah, we lost that caller. Some of the real criminals, some of the heads of the government, the policy makers, none of them is asking the question, why 70% of our children that exit school cannot meet the minimum requirement to be competitive on the job market? No one is asking these questions. Yes, caller, welcome. All right, so this gentleman or woman must be having some challenge with the technology. Just try again. We have to start to ask these questions. What is integrity? The quality of being honest and having strong moral principles that you refuse to change. Yes, scholar.
Good day, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother.
And the listening audio. It was not me who tried because I just joined you.
Well, that is good. Go right ahead.
And I want to apologize for missing the classroom yesterday.
I thought you're afraid to use the new ball in light of the devastating destruction of the West Indies team.
Well.
I thought you're afraid to use the new ball.
They create a history, so that how to go down in the history.
Well, it's not the lowest. I think the lowest is 26 with New Zealand. So they come second in history. They nearly break a record.
All right. Well, Mr. Pierre, I got a phone call last night, and I wonder why some Grenadians right now are being surprised by the behavior of the NDC supporters. Because the leader of the NDC led the way. He made his statement and he expects his followers to support him. Someone called me and tell me, look, in St. David's, they saw some people taking names who wonder they were, or the St. David's houses, or whatever, the St. David's Secondary School about that. And they're thinking, so why is it in the night? And the person told me the house was exempt because they are NNP. And the person surprised for that. I said, oh, the leader make it clear. And I will never rest that case. Said, look, know your people. If you don't know your people, people on the other side want to end up getting the jobs first. So we don't have a problem in Grenada. We know fully well that our present Prime Minister divides the country. He don't respect that he's the Prime Minister for all Grenadians. We cannot let a leader get away with that. I am not saying that there are other leaders who don't have that policy in their mind. But they never make it plain to the nation or in any rally whatsoever. They hold it to themselves. Look for your people first. So this thing continue. Also, Mr. Pierre, I want to ask a question again. There are some people, even in my constituency, call and say they also destroy in Beryl. 1 year and a month now, they never be looked upon. So I wondering what is going on with these people. The people say they was only told once, we're going to come to see you. And 1 year now, about 2 persons from Derby Prospect area told me so personally, I would call the area.
Don't listen to the radio in the back.
Very bad.
Don't listen to the radio.
They should give the people some kind of hopes. Even though you cannot touch them in hopes, say, well, we will be back. We cannot do everybody one time. In fact, I want to say what the government should say. Grenadians, this is the most incompetent. This is the most incompetent government I ever seen in my lifetime since 1967 in this country. Government come, government go. Who have ears to listen? They will try to play nothing wrong now because they want to remain there. But don't have respect for the people, and they show plain they don't care. And they don't need to read and spell. They show it clear. I'm warning Grenadians, and I will continue to advocate. I rest my case for the time.
Yes, my friend. And what you say plays in with even the subject matter. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Pierre. How are you doing today?
Great, man. Good, man.
You're doing wonderful.
Yes, caller.
Yeah, what I discovered, there's something called systemic avoidance of reality. And I realized that seems to be happening on a regular basis. And we have to understand that this government, only 3 years, they've been in power for only 3 years. And what we've seen are new innovation. We've seen a leader with vision. We've seen a leader with vision. We've seen a leader that thinks about the future of Grenada, Carriacou, and PD Martinique. For example, look at what's going on right now, St. David's Catholic Secondary School. Over the years, they've just been talking. It means, therefore, that the folks don't have negotiation skills. Our Prime Minister and the team shows that they have negotiation skills. They can pull a good deal together, and they can negotiate to make things happen for Grenada. Unlike those in the past, right? Look at, again, the amount of millions of dollars that's being wasted and could not be accounted for. The Miller guy, the full farm project that never took off in St. Mark's. Look at, again, so many things in Grenada we cannot give account for. And you have a team, a young team that's been castigated. You heard the politicians today, young and inexperienced, but yet after 3 years they've done so much. I really think that you guys should be giving them some credit.
All right, caller. I don't want to run you.
No. I want to, Mr. Pierre, Mr. Pierre, I could take you on at any day, any time.
This is not about challenging and taking you on. You're making.
Of course, I could take you on.
So caller, tell me what is the position now on the situation with the Grenada Development Bank and the National Lottery?
You know what I could tell you what is going on right now? In David's Catholic Secondary School, they negotiated for it. They are about to do the project, which the past administration couldn't negotiate for.
All right,
they
thank you.
The pension that. Okay,
thank you, caller. And this is this challenge you have with some NEC. Be wise, be smart. When you cannot run away from the Grenada Development Bank. You have ministers that took money illegally from the bank. This is a crime. This is lack of integrity. These are thieves. They knowingly take money illegally from the bank. You want to speak about what Deacon do? You know Deacon didn't negotiate the St. David Secondary School, but no problem, I could give you that. Because it's done in his time. We're talking what is trending now is the Grenada Development Bank and the National Lottery. Oh, come on, man. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes, my brother, welcome.
You know, that gentleman that spoke a while ago, I think he has some mental issue.
No, you don't have mental issue. All he's doing is trying to promote the NDC and sidetrack what is trending. He don't have no mental. He's smart, he's clever. What he's doing is a distraction. We listen to him and we ask him about the Grenada Development Bank and he shame. So he said he could only talk about the St. David Secondary School.
Mr. Pierre, the gentleman making himself look like a...
No, caller. No. What he's doing is to promote what he believes is good about the NDC. And nothing's wrong with that. That is pure, straight politics, NDC style. So that is why I'm asking him. He is, at one time, he taking issue with what we're saying. I will let him speak. But if he take issue with the truth, then at times with manja kosher herb. What is trending now is the Grenada Development Bank. The opposition must move a motion of no confidence in the government for corruption. There is no reason, no justification, no authority for government ministers to obtain loan from the development bank. They obtain loan by illegal means and they must be disciplined.
You know, Mr. Pierre...
Simple and straightforward.
Mr. Pierre, I've been around for over 6 decades, right? And, I mean, when I look at the progress that this country made under Dr. Mitchell, you can't count it. You can't count it. The next thing about this gentleman is that he is talking about young. Well, I know with human beings, we have young people, we have middle age, and we have old. So it seems as though he's also redefining middle age. Because
maybe he's saying young in politics. Because it's a bag of old people out there. You have some members older than me. They're 70 years. You have some 60 and Deacons 45 plus. Eric Gary came in politics at 26 years. Maurice Bishop died at 38. Keith Mitchell was in his 20s. And all of them was married men that determine whether they want a material butu or sissy or flat already. So when you speak about young men, you're talking about political neophytes that lack institutional knowledge, that is arrogant and disrespectful and promoting retributive justice. That could only lead the country into bankruptcy.
Mr. Pierre, what this present government is clearly demonstrating to the Grenadian people is that they haven't got a clue as to how to govern a country. And if anybody could look at what is happening, I mean, we need to have a conscience. When we speak, I guess maybe he haven't got a mirror in his house. He don't look at his face. I mean, you have to think about the things that are coming from your mouth. Because even a little child would see the rubbish that is going on in this place. Grenada has never been governed like that in the past. Right? All we are doing is going downhill. Right now, Grenada reversed over 50, 60 years, you know. We're in a real bad situation if we continue that way. Mr. Pierre, I'm sorry for us and this country.
Yeah.
Okay, have a good day, sir.
Yes, scholar. The time has come. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good evening.
Yes, scholar, welcome.
Yeah. The caller before, I know he from St. David's, and I know he may be genuinely defending.
He just defending his party.
His prime minister, but he don't know, and he don't know if he don't know. The school in St. David's Castle, the Catholic Secondary School, that was negotiated under Pierre, under NNP now. And they were struggling for land. the money was allocated under the Caribbean Development Bank.
And the church contributed to
What
it.
they was struggling
And the church,
for
and the
was
Catholic
land position to build the school.
color,
So when you're talking about
color,
when you're talking about
Go ahead.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so when you're talking about the man has so much a vision, oh, he gets school and he negotiates for school. Where Mr. Deacon Mitchell was when the school was negotiating under the Caribbean Development Bank? Where he were? He talked about the shrimp farm, not the shrimp farm, but the fall farm in Victoria. He must need to get his document together.
Color, you don't have to get document together. He just lying. And we continue to go with that. This is the propaganda. The propaganda machine of NDC is extremely good.
Oh, God.
It has worked for them. You
The
know.
man need to get.
He don't need to do
He
nothing.
need to go to Mr. Tillman Thomas.
Color,
Go to Mr. Nazim Bok. And go to Mr. Michael, not Michael Batty, but Thunderbolt. He died now. Mr. Battis in Victoria. He was the NDC chairman in Victoria. And he came out with a press conference and said, look at what the very same people who he support did to him. The press conference was he, Patrick Antoine, and Mr. Cashington Hood in 2013, just before the general election. So he need to get his facts straight. Don't just come and just giving us all kind of old gimmick and how they plan them 3 years and how they're so visionary and you're bringing up all kind of stupidness what you don't know nothing about. Get your facts straight, KG.
all right,
Have
thank
a good
you.
evening.
Yeah, you see, the caller knows what he's speaking about. The caller is doing his politicking. And yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre,
Yes, go ahead. Go.
good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Great, man.
Right. A few years ago, about a year and a half, 2 years, I heard you was complaining about the 150 they take out from the seed. Not the 150 plus 50. I don't hear you say a word about that, Mr. Pierre. You used to talk about again the teach children to fish and things like that. Music in school. Now this thing is being introduced. You aren't saying a word about that, Mr. Pierre. I want you to explain that to me. How come you're not saying a word about that? They get back the 150 plus 50, which you're getting 5. And you won't say a word about that. I want to hear you explain it.
Okay, caller.
Thank you very
I
much.
tell you, Deacon lying like when horse trotting. I told you, Deacon Mitchell telling lies as when horse trotting. And when you listen to Deacon, take it with a whole pound of salt. They remove $150 from some people, and they remove a number of people from the program. Some of these people never get back on the program, including a centurion. She have 102 years going on 3. They take her out on the program. That is why I call them vultures. When they remove some of the younger people, about 3 or 4 of them had to drop out from National College. They lose that opportunity. You heard Shirley and Robinson cry. A cry that then you heard Shirley and cry. The Deacon Mitchell is blatantly lying. And when he lies, his supporters regurgitating it. Even my cousin Blash, the newest radicalized member of NDC, I don't know how he could stomach this level of lies told by the Prime Minister. That is why I call him a vulture and poor people terrorists. Yes, caller, welcome.
I am the voice of one crying out in the wilderness. Good evening, Senior.
Go right ahead.
How you do?
Great, man.
Senior, I am, and I'm going to take my time on that. But I need to go slow because I want and people in the diaspora to digest my statement. Senior, I am very much concerned, very, very much concerned, senior and the listening audience, as it relates to what we call jab. I'm very much concerned. And somebody will ask me, why, Pastor Louis, you are so much concerned? And I will tell you the reason why. Senior, I am 70 years of old man, and I could remember jab. You are a Paraclete man, and you could remember jab in the days of Aja. You could remember jab in the days of people like Alan, cousin Zetrin's son, among Bombo and them, jab in those days. When I look at it today, what I am seeing, because of the way in which this Prime Minister promote jab, I am afraid for what I am seeing in the public domain as it relates to the behavior of jab. The profanity, obscene languages. And when you look in the jab ban, you see children at the age of 6 years. And the things that has been said right now, I looking at jab as something that I have never seen in the history of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Matinic, because of the reckless promotion that the Prime Minister had launched in order for he to be popular among the young generation. Mr. Prime Minister, this carnival coming, you have to face something, bro. I look at the defacing of vehicles, and carnival ain't come yet. I see the defacing of buildings, and carnival don't come yet. I was on my way to St. George's a couple of weeks ago, and we could not go to Grenville, so we had to go up Progress Park because Nawasa was doing some job in Canal Junction. And when we reached Dong Telescope in the flat, we were blocked by a set of jab that Sunday evening, sir. And every vehicle that passes, you have to pay, thank God, they block the traffic and they face the vehicle of the man. I am afraid what I am seeing, Mr. Prime Minister, you open a can of worms to be popular as it relates to jab. The profane languages, sir. What kind of a generation we will have after you come from office and you have what it takes to fix it? And people calling the radio and promoting you just like you is the best after size spread. Back off and let us look at the other side of this Prime Minister and what is your goal and motive. It's sad what I am seeing. And Mr. Prime Minister, let me tell you something. You remove the scorpion of jab outside the box. Don't make one effort to put it back. It's going to sting you. I rest my case, so thank you.
Sometimes I listen to people and I believe that all of us in Grenada are to be blamed. And that's why I speak a lot on issues, particularly in light of the fact that I'm in the departures lounge. I speak on issues because jab has been with us since the year was one. Jab and slavery, I don't know about that. Some people change history and adopt history to suit. But the National Democratic Congress have always tried to sabotage government in power. It was the Congress that introduced 100,000 jab. It was the Congress during COVID-19 when restriction was placed on movement went to undermine it. They practically paid jab to play. And they went from jab house to jab house to instigate them to defy the rules. It resulted in 14 people dying from the St. Patrick's home and 1 man living. It's going to take years for it to come back to normalcy. Years. Right now, carnival going on. Jab go play. And jab don't care. Let's caller, welcome.
Afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother.
And how are you?
Great, man.
Mr. Pierre, I think the gentleman that's trying to hypnotize you there knows very well.
Trying to hypnotize. Hypnotizing is a strong one.
Right.
He's expressing his views and I give him a chance to do it.
I think he knows definitely that he's lying to the nation. And if he's a good activist of a political party, I don't think he should come and lie.
Well, the NDC has been planning lies. I've been saying that for the last 3 years. The NDC have a history of planning lies and then lying to intimidate personalities on radio.
Well,
that is the NDC history.
He shouldn't do that because he's a radio personality.
Look at what they were doing.
And he knows better than that.
And that is why he is doing that. Look at what they did to Jenny Simon. They sent drones to intimidate her. Look at what they did to Real FM. The individual come and say, jail Andre, hang him in the street. And
there isn't
that is NDC.
School that is under repair in Grenada now that was negotiated NDC. There isn't no school in Grenada that is under repair or due for repair that was done by the NDC. And before NMP leave office, I could testify that more than 3/4 of the schools in Grenada got a facelift from the NMP. Repairs and painting was done to almost every school in St. John where I am living. So this hypnotism that he's trying can't work. It will work for people who don't take part or don't know what's going on. I am saying, tell him that Clifford Bridgman said that under the NMP, mostly every school was repaired. The complex was repaired. The government offices was repaired. They are due for repair now, but it was done under the NMP. So for him to try to make it look like the NMP didn't do anything, he is totally lying.
Right.
He is totally telling a lie, and he cannot justify that. I heard a gentleman from St. David's condemn him for the same question, trying to lie. You don't have to lie to show you support of a party. If the party is doing things wrong, you must be free to tell the party they're wrong. And if they are doing things right, I am prepared to praise this government for things that they done right. And I am prepared to say that this government not reach the standard that NMP had reached yet. They may make it, but they have not reached there yet. They have not reached there yet. Okay. All the jobs that are going there now, apart from the hotel, the hotel that they think that they're trying to renegotiate and is not finished yet, and the prime minister that would have opened in 1 month, and it is still all the other work that is being done is work that was negotiated by the NMP.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, you see, the Prime Minister of Grenada said nothing was achieved since 1983. And you did not hear a hue and cry from the public. So now these guys, they must try to pin it on Deacon. Deacon, I don't know if plagiarism is the right word. I don't know. That is when you want to benefit from other people's work and other people's property. But that is Deacon a fake. So some of his political activists, his apologists, they're fighting to get something to say. That's whenever I ask them to name 5 things, they name pension and then they're struggling and they can't go more. Yes, caller, welcome. Caller, you there? We lost that caller. So you have to understand that. And the NNP sometimes is responsible. Over the years, NNP was in power. The public relation was extremely poor. And even now they're in opposition. They are too laid back where the public relation is concerned. If the NDCC, nothing has been achieved post-83, and they always asking the question, what you have done in 23 years. Well, ask what they have done in 12. I have not heard you all chastising NDC for what they do in the 12 years. So the public relation poor. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother.
Shouldn't call Mr. Pierre, should call the doc.
Anyone could work, none
Yes,
could
how
solve
are you doing
it.
today? I'll tell you something. Permit me some time.
Yeah.
I with this St. David Secondary School because people are taking claim. Some people are taking claim now. As I listen to your program, some people want to take claim or credit. School being placed in Malmont, but what I want them to listen. Yeah, I am the person who caused the school to be built in Malmont. Let me give you the big fine thing. My children's school there. One day I went into the school in an invitation by the Miss Ferguson, who was the principal then. And in my walking up the area to the school, the first impression was the coat was already gone, mashed up, and they're wondering what is happening. So I marched up there, and when I reached to the school, right to the school, at the base of the school, I looked around and I made an observation, and I saw something tell me that the school was falling. It was running with the soil. The whole school was coming down with the soil. So I called the principal, and I said to the principal, look, ma'am, I made an observation here that the school is coming down. And you should get in touch with the ministry so they could come and do an evaluation and tell you what can be done. You know what happened? I thought I did this genuine. The principal discussed it with her staff, and on the street I heard I was a madman. Oh, this man is a madman, this man is a madman. Then I called the ministry immediately, and I spoke to the CTO, and I asked him, please, I made an observation in the secondary school. Could you come and look at it and see what is happening? When he came up, they came up the next day, and they looked around the school, and they saw what I was saying was true. They called her and said, look, the gentleman is right. This school is falling. Yeah? Therefore, I took my children from the school already because I didn't want the school fall with my children and therefore with other children. The ministry then, the government then put an east wing piece going to the old doctor clinic. I called them and said, look, this wing that you put there cannot stop the school from coming down because the whole soil is coming down with the school and it's going to topple over. You have to terrain the school to block the main school. So you have to build section from the court, go right up to jam the main school. Eventually, they did that. So the school is not what it used to be. They have different sections, you know, the terrain up, step, and then jam the main school. That is what prevented the school from falling. In the meantime, I have been searching for a place for the school. And I identify Malmont, that very place. We have a petition for this estate, let me tell you. That place where they wanted to put the school, where we want to put our corporate headquarters, there is a better place for the school. However, they decide that they would put the school there. The same people who are talking it, they lobby against the school going in Malmont, where they said, down there is far, and they have security problem, and the school should not go there. And a particular leader of a union said specifically, the school is not going down there. They're not going to put the secondary school down there. Today, I hear he's calling the government now to hasten up and build the school. So those who are taking credit for this, tell them to back down because they did not want the development to go. That area, let me tell you, Mr. Pierre, will be the new tongue of St. David's will be there. And there is much more things to come that they don't know anything about. Yeah? So they have to listen and maybe work with the people who are making the effort to have this place developed. That school should not go there because there's a better place to put the school. But for those who are taking credit for the school going there, because now finally the school going to be going there, I am saying to them, back down because he knows nothing about that. Yeah?
Thank you.
The lobby against the school going in so much different places.
Yeah.
Before it gets to there, and I have been lobbying for there because that area is the best place for development. Now the school is going there, they want to take credit, back away.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people of St. David's, they don't want development in St. David's. They're fighting me down in particular. That's when I see there's a lot of development that is not coming in St. David's. Because when I advocate They're going to the head and advocate against me, so that a lot of development that should come to St. David's is not coming. I want them to understand that I have an interest in people, and that's the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. Help me, work with me. We will achieve what we all can accomplish for St. David's. But fighting me down and fighting us down, that will not happen.
Yes, scholar, thank you.
So I welcome the school there, but I want to say to them, many, many things more to come, better than the school that they know nothing about, right? And there will be this, that Malmont area will be the new capital of St. David's. So they could put it in the pipe and smoke it. They cannot stop that. Have a good day, sir.
Yes, when you know what you're saying, and when what you're saying is good, it takes time. Sometimes it takes years to make change. And don't look for no recognition. Just continue. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Yes, scholar.
How are you doing today?
Great, man.
And good afternoon to you listening on Dinadi.
Yeah.
I tuned in late, Mr. Pierre, but I heard you always commenting on school, but I tuned in late. But the caller before the last caller spoke about the schools. But what I say, Mr. Pierre, what I'm saying here, government is a continuum. Isn't it? Am I right? So
this word has been used with such regularity I don't even know what that means anymore.
You don't mean nothing?
I say it has been used with such regularity. I don't even know what that means. Imagine Deacon came and say Grenada has not achieved nothing since 1983. So, I mean, you know.
So, I want to put it. Yes, this government is a continuum. So if government had made plans and programs in place to build schools which the past government had negotiated for, it is a right that the present government did what is right. If they did not do it, the same opposition would say...
But in the process, it is plagiarism for the government now to say, I negotiated. And for the government supporters to say, Deacon is a good negotiator because he negotiated that. When Deacon know, he lie.
Right. So, which are the schools the government did lie about?
Deacon don't build no school, he didn't negotiate for no school.
You have the facts on the schools and the name of the schools, which they lie about.
Well, Deacon didn't negotiate for St. David's School. The idea wasn't his. He come and he meet the process and he continue. So say that. Say that.
Right. So you're speaking about the St. David Catholic.
It's not me that's speaking about it. A caller call and respond to that.
Right. So what is the problem? He's saying that.
Well, no problem.
So that school had comments in May. A few months ago, they commented that program, that project. You know. So the St. Andrews Anglican Primary School, the contract has been signed with contractors to commence in May also. That school started. Creative Design get that contract. The St. John's Government School, 95% of the financial design completed, Mr. Pierre. Construction is expected to commence in July. Mr. Pierre, the Florida Government School, civil work is expected to commence in June 25. The Grenada Christian Academy, where you're from, the house of that, under construction with 20% completed, Mr. Pierre. Dover Government School, Mr. Pierre, construction scheduled to commence in June 25, Mr. Pierre. The St. George's Anglican Senior refurbishment scheduled to commence in June 25. Bonnet Government School, retrofitting of math and science lab, Mr. Pierre, is expected to commence in April. That's gone. And the last one, Mr. Pierre, the St. Patrick Anglican Primary School. They have a retrofitting of maths and science lab expected to commence in April, which is already. Mr. Pierre, so the government is paying emphasis on education, which is human and resource development. Mr. Pierre, we must give praises where praises are due sometimes.
Caller. What is your position on what the government doing in Grenada Development Bank? What is your position on what the government doing in National Lottery?
Mr. Pierre, you divert.
Yes, I diverting and asking you now. You're asking me to spend time to comment on what the government meet and they continue doing. While we have a bandit government that raid the bank, they're taking money, millions of dollars from the Grenada Development Bank illegally. These ministers supposed to go in jail.
But I have no facts to back
Then if you don't have facts, caller. Yeah. Come on, don't play this game with me. You have facts on all these schools. But when I talk about the Grenada Development Bank, you have facts. Then ask one of the journalists, ask the photogenic one and the doctor of journalism. Next time you have a meeting with Deacon, ask him that. Lacret went to Deacon and Deacon fired the whistleblower. You don't know that? Caller, you don't know that?
For what?
Caller, you didn't know Lacret go and report corruption in National Lottery and Deacon fine?
You have facts to back. That's the reason.
Okay,
do you have facts?
So caller.
Yeah.
It appears none of us have facts. So let me tell you what we could do. Mm-hmm. Deacon have access to the photogenic one. They have access to Deacon and the doctor of journalism. Ask them please to ask Deacon because Deacon not giving information.
Your program is an hour.
And you want to take me here and ask me for facts. No. I don't come here for facts, caller. I provoke discussion.
You mentioned Deacon there a million times. All
right, thank you, caller. Deacon is the prime minister of the country. He is the chief policy maker. Whose name you want me mention? Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre, sorry for calling back.
No, nothing wrong with that, man. Punch.
Right. To the last caller, with enough respect to you, sir, this administration only using government is a continuum when it lies in their favor. For example, why did they never, when they lost the money when with England, when for the Western Main Road, when they lost that money, why they never say, well, government is a continuum? They tried to throw it on NNP and say NNP never did nothing with the project. Mr. Pierre, only when it is only when it's convenient to them, they know in government is a continuum. The River Road project, why they stop that project? Why they never say, okay, it's a good project, government is a continuum, so let me continue the project. Every time rain for River Road.
Well, look at the closure project. The closure project, they say the next government should do it.
Okay, you understand? And because I was not going to that.
Instead of
only when it's convenient to them.
But the public have to ask. The public have to ask about the closure project now. Whether the person that was doing the contract bid for it, and what is the terms of the contract? How much money was involved?
They need to come to the public.
There's a question.
Mr. Pierre, I don't believe that these people and them go to the Ministry of Work, Infrastructure.
But you don't have Ministry of Work, Deacon.
They didn't do that. They didn't do nothing. They just give a man a contract and they tell him a bill about what and the man gets.
They give a yellow contract.
The man see all kind of thing taking place.
Yes, yeah.
You understand? So only when it's for convenience to them, they know his government is a continuum. When they could get a little praise over for it. Have a good evening.
Yes, thank you. Yes, a caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, brother.
How are you doing, sir?
Great, man.
And good afternoon to the listeners and the viewers. Mr. Pierre, I don't understand what kind of nonsense some of these people talking. But first of all, what is the latest you hear on the Molineux project? And so that they make all the fuss about and everything, based on my knowledge, it is possible. But I understand that the present contractor, is holding that project kind of ransom because the contractor is not being afforded to build his asphalt plant. They are not doing the final phase of the asphalt. In other words, he wants to use his asphalt plant to produce to cover it, so then Grenadians have to wait. So anything could happen. But anyhow, that's beside the point. We will get some more information about that. Concerning the schools, Mr. Pierre, I don't know what sort of nonsense some of these people talking about. The majority of the schools, or if not all the schools that is about to be constructed or any repair, they all was negotiated by the NMP government. Right? Starting before COVID and even after COVID. And the facts are there. Right? The Anglican school in Grenville. I mean, that was there since so much years now, right? And so you had back and forth between the church and parents and government as to where the school was supposed to be located and everything like that. Christian Academy, same thing, right? So, I mean, yes, government is a continuum, and we know that, but as people say, do not take credit and say that you negotiated this thing because, I mean, you are the one that's implementing it now. Talk the facts. We are Grenadians. Government is a continuum, so let the people know what is going on. And stop trying to pussyfoot people, lie for people when they to do, because since they came in, they have not implemented not one major project, not a school, nothing that they can say it's their own. Well, I shouldn't say none. The Granitan project, the one that they grading and cutting and paving, making the road wider, I think that is about the only project I see they really undertake and looking okay. I can't say it's safe because the rain going to test it and everything like that. Right? So they have to stop defending foolishness and speak the facts. Even if you're not NNP or not supporting this present government, talk the truth. Truth don't lie, you know, Mr. Pierre. Truth do not lie. You understand? And so every time you talk about Grenada Development Bank or Lotto, they run and hide. Why? Why they run and hide? Give the facts. Defend that one. Defend the corruption that is going on. You understand? Within the government, ministers. And so that is what the people are concerned about. Have a good evening, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller, thank you. And that is our last caller for the day. That is our last caller as we just try to answer a question that somebody asked about music. He said he was introducing music in school and I'm not saying anything. Well, I have objected with the whole Caribbean, all the Caribbean islands. I believe music must be taught in schools throughout the whole Caribbean. We must endeavor to have our children to be able to play 2 musical instruments. And in primary school, I'm disappointed in Jamaica in particular. Music has done a lot for Jamaica. Reggae. I think reggae is in the UNESCO, all right, something where reggae is now part of the thing. And this music play a big part in the Caribbean. But there are a lot of reasons why teaching music in school could benefit children education. The level of violence we have in Jamaica and Trinidad is a direct result of the policies of the government. The fact that we have 70% of our children that exit school today cannot meet the minimum requirement is a direct result of the attitude, the mentality, and the policies of government and these educators and teachers. Our teachers and our educators have a very selective mind. They profile our children. They don't teach, they don't manufacture success. What they do is to refine success. If your child come in school at age 5 and your child have a good vocabulary, your child have discipline, your child is going to succeed. And if your child come and they don't understand the child bending their head, they don't communicating good, they don't dress good, bet you bottom dollar, that child more likely to fail. And I appeal to our teachers every day, and all of them know that. because most of them have a more certification. They know the power of music in school. I even suggest we should remove some of the subjects we're teaching and make certain we teach music. I strongly recommend to parents that you must do everything in your power to make sure your children do mathematics, biology, physics, chemistry, French and Spanish, music, computer science, and English language. All the other subjects after is for bragging rights. There are times you have exceptionally intelligent, disciplined children. If they want to do 25 subjects, I have no problem with that. But you must make certain that these 8 subjects, your children are doing it. Music is important. If they're not teaching music, most of the parents with children in school today been to secondary school. Buy a guitar for the child. Don't tell me you don't have money. Don't buy television, buy a piano, and let your children become the actors. Buy a guitar in your house. You buy a television, and your children watching shows that is beneath the age. Blues, all kind of devil worshippers. Buy a musical instrument and let your children learn to play. I am disappointed in a lot of women because I blame women for the low productivity in school. The teachers who teach in the school, they don't care. Them that teach the parents, them that teach the politician, they're only looking for scapegoat to blame somebody else. And some of the parents don't care. Job don't care, job don't care. They whining like plane, they dress the children. The children forget half their clothes home. Some of the young girls, they dress as hookers. As if they're walking on 42nd Street, Young Street, Tyre Bay, Nelson Street. I go on all those streets, I know. I like them streets and them, I know. If you want to dress your children without clothes, dress them without clothes. But don't let them forget half their clothes home. Because they feel embarrassed when they come out and they become more vulnerable. Because the shacks around knows that your children forget half their clothes home. We could do better. No government is addressing the question of music in school. So the caller who talk about that, stop play games. No government in the Caribbean is addressing the challenge of music in school. There are some instances where some teachers might be introducing music. I'm not speaking about that. I'm talking about music in school. And as we come to the end of the program, I want us to go back and Google integrity. Grenadians must know what integrity is. It's the quality of being honest, having strong moral principles that you don't change overnight. And too much of our individuals in high places, they're low on integrity. They're low on morality. The Prime Minister of Grenada said, morality is a private thing, and there was not a hue and cry. The most amount of robbery and thieving you have is at the higher level. But the younger people going in jail. Because you see them go to court unrepresented. Some of them pay the lawyers. The lawyers tell them they have a good case. And the morning at the court, they tell them plead guilty. The thing is so bad that some people telling them, why pay lawyers? The lawyers go just take your money. So some of them go into the magistrate without any defense. And when you go in front judge 1,000 years, you better prepare. Jail you're going. Thank you very much. We're back with you again tomorrow between 12 and 1. And you have another opportunity to punch. Thank you.
Talk it out from made up. Real FM, ride the frequency. Talking truth, talking change, talking all that's real. With to face the latest trend.